Respected sadhakas, welcome, salutations, gratitudes, prayers, and wishes from the heart that all we study should become fruitful in our getting the clear picture, walking and reaching. Remember all the 12 Vyaktitvas of ours Lokaseva, Dharmastapaka, Viragi, Bhakta, Shishya, Mumukshu, Jignasu, Shrota, Sadhaka, Parishrami, Prerita, and Shantayukta. Also, the six sources of our continuous contact to get empowered, to get protected, to get informed, to get inspired, and also to get liberated. The Shruti, Smriti, Purana, Itihasa, Shastra, Adhyena, the Guru Tattva, Guru Parampara, Swaguru, Acharya, Smaranam, and the obedience to them. Then the Jnanendriya Devata, Karmendriya Devata, Antakarana Devata, and then the Devatas who are in the form of the phenomenal forces in the world who are sustaining the samashti, therefore we are a part of it as also. Them by remembering, doing the upasanas, yajnas, we invoke their blessings. Then the Shakti Mata Adibara Shakti, in this Trigunatmika Rupa she is. For the samsara Rajotamo, okay. But for sadhana, Shuddha Sattva is required. Pray to Mother to bless us with that Shuddha Sattva Guna. Then the Ishvara surrender to him and patiently wait for his grace whenever he wants to remove that curtain and give us that picture clear. The Anusandhana of the Brahma Tattva as many times as possible, as much as possible, as frequently as possible, we have to do. In fact, this is our main thing to be done. Brahma Tattva Anusandhanam. Now, welcome, beautiful Upanishad, Shwethashwathara. Not yet entered into the mantras of the first chapter, but we are seeing the Sambandha Bhashya, which is no less than any of the Upanishads because of the gravity of the content, because of the clarity of the content, importance of the content. Then, through the Prashnottari, taking the help of use of the Prashna asked by the Purva Pakshi. Bhagavan Adi Shankara taking that opportunity, quoting the Upanishad, Shruti, Smriti like Gita and all, Puranas like Brahma Purana, he is exhaustively bringing to our understanding conviction that the life is to be used only to know the Paramatma Tattva and get a Mukta. How much conviction we got about it, how much sadhanas we are doing. That is where our focus has to be. Today we will be seeing, though we started yesterday again, the Vishnu Dharmottara Purana references or shlokas. Most beautiful, sublime, very complete they are. With little effort, if we can understand and digest them, for the whole life we get the idea as to what we have to do to grow spiritually. Fantastic, wonderful shlokas, as earlier ones also. But these are little more sublime, straight, and inexplicable, the glory of them. Let us revel in them. Before that, our Sankalpa Prarthana, which is necessary for a few more days, because in this Sankalpa Prarthana, we are praying for the entire universe's spiritual growth, which alone can arrest all the atrocities or the calamities or the destructive wars which are human man made. As our responsibility of this globe, when we are in this horizon, if we can't do anything else, a minimum we can do is the sankalpa and prarthana and sending those positive waves and vibrations that spirituality, true spirituality, dharma moksha purushartha rupi, spirituality should spread all over, no matter which language, into the all jivas beings, especially the political leaders, the lawmakers or sorry, decision makers. Let them have this vision so that they, though aim at prosperity external, but let it be together, let the entire globe. Let that outer prosperity should not create differences and quarrels and distractions. That is possible only when the spiritual oneness is realized. So, our these sankalpas which we do every day are very meaningful, purposeful, profound, and minimum which you and I can do as a contribution as we are here in this world. And that in turn, when anything done for the samashti comes 100 times fold to bless us the vyashti, whether it is the materialistic services or the spiritual services or the prayers. That way also we are beneficiaries. And we also are putting in front of the universe and the Lord the clarity of our convictions and purity of our intentions that we want the entire world to grow, not only we are not selfish. So, to communicate all these things, the sankalpas are done. Before all that, like every day, very short and sweet 5 minutes thing is what? Ki when we are in tamoguna, nothing is known. We are discussing today's thought. When we are in tamoguna, nothing is known in a very, very uh, mechanical way without our participation, presence, or involvement. Things keep on happening, even the worldly. When we are in Rajoguna, we know but not distinctly clearly. We know very vaguely. Both the worldly happenings, our participation in the world, in what way we have to participate, about all these things when we are in Rajoguna, everything is very vague, tentative, unclear. But जिंदगी चलता रहता है. So too, about spirituality also, there is very vague understanding, very tentative. Then here also, mechanically things keep on happening. They are listening to Shastra, studying Shastra, all other Upadhi Sambandha, Upasana Adi. But it's only when we are in Shuddha Sattva Guna that the picture is very clear. So Tamaguna we do not know, Rajoguna we know but very vaguely. It is only in Sattva Guna we know the picture very, very clearly about all things. The whole world picture is very clear. What is world? Where from the world has come? What is the purpose of the world for the total? What is the purpose of the world for me? And how I have to conduct in the world from my side, and how I have to face the world when the world presents in front of me various situations. About each and everything, when we are in Shuddha Sattva, the picture is very distinctly clear. In the same way, when we come to spirituality, here also, when we are in Suddha Sattva Guna, when we by all means practices developed our Shuddha Sattva Guna, the spiritual picture also very, very, very clear about every aspect, not vague as when we were in Rajas or not at all known when we were in Tamas. So the Brahma Tattva, Swarupa Lakshanas. Same Brahma Tattva, Tatastha Lakshanas. When the Tatastha Lakshana Yukta Brahman is talked about, he alone becomes the Ishvara. That Ishvara, when he comes to the lower level of subtlety, he becomes the Hiranyagarbha. Further lower level of grossness, he himself is called as the Virat Purusha. In the Samashti only are all the Veshtis are there. Every picture becomes clear. What is Jiva? Very clear. What is Samsara? Very clear. What is the Moksha Anubhava? Very clear. What is the sadhana for the moksha? Very clear. What are the preparations for that? Very clear. Clarity about every of our upadhis, why they are given, what for they have to be used, how they have to be managed, what are the reasons because of which these upadhis become spoilt and non-conducive, inconvenient for the sadhana, how we have to protect ourselves from that. What is the position of relative life, relative world, when we have taken up spiritual path? About everything very clear. What is the role of Shastras in our life? Role of Ishvara, Ishta Devata in our life? How we have to relate with them? What is the role of the Guru Tattva, the Guru Parampara, Guru Acharya? Absolutely there is clarity. What is the role and need of the Shastra Shravana, Adhyayana, Manana, Chintana? What is the role of Upasanas? What is the role of our Japa Adi Sadhanas? एक एक चीज इतना स्पष्ट हमको होना है, होता है, होना चाहिए. All of them are possible only when we are in Shuddha Sattva Guna. In Rajoguna, personality of ours, some of them are known vaguely, many though don't know. Tamoguna, the whole picture is blank only, absolutely unclear. Unclear क्या, कोई information तक नहीं होता इनके बारे में. About all things. Some people are partially spiritually absolute tamoguna में होते हैं because of they have not exposed. About the world they are little in rajoguna, that they know they are aware and they just do work, they prosper, they contribute to the world's prosperity. They are all professionals. They also, when they do it selflessly, truly, with the maturity that we are the part of the world, our presence is for the catering of the totality, not for individuality. Some are there in that maturity. They are not spiritual, but they are worldly, but they have this clarity. So that is, they are in Sattva Guna, but only worldly. The many, many. They can be a big kings and rulers of the nation. They may be a small, ordinary laborers. Work is different. It doesn't matter. A laborer is a part of the group of 10 people who are making a building. So he understands his work. My contribution is for the contribution of the total group with together makes that building. Therefore, on time he comes, does his work perfectly. Don't you see? In the group of those laborers also, few people come if the work is at 9 o'clock, 9:30 और ढीला ढाला काम करते. बट देर इज सम फेलो 10 somebody 10 minutes पहले ही आ जाता है वो. Then he collects all the material, puts all of them ready. No, he is in Sattva Guna. That he says, my contribution is for the total, so let me come little early. Isn't it? He says, I am answerable, questionable, so I must come. Every field it is. You go to hospital. The nurses, the compounders, the attendants. कोई धीरे धीरे आते हैं, वो आके लटकते हुए काम करते हैं, वेरी लेजी. बट दे आर सम, देयर स्टिपुलेटेड टाइम से 20 मिनट पहले ही दे कम एंड दे मेक द थिंग्स रेडी एंड थ्रू आउट द डे दे सो अलर्ट अबाउट देयर रोल. and they don't create even one problem throughout their own service for of any reason. कोई काम नहीं करना या गलत करना या कोई चीज़ को तोड़ देना, कोई ऐसे नथिंग रॉन्ग हैपेंस इन देम, दे आर इन सत्वगुण. ए बैंक में एम्प्लॉइज, मैनेजर में भी देर, द टेलर में भी देर, कैशियर में भी देर, द क्लर्क में भी देर, हर एक बंदा है. बट who is in what guna, we don't know. So there are some people who are even managerial level but tamo guna or rajo guna or sattva guna. So too at the clerk level also, rajo tam everywhere. A politician, a farmer, गुण किसी को नहीं छोड़ता. जाने अनजाने में everyone is a invoker of the gunas and victim of the gunas. जाने में मतलब knowingly. You are knowing now. We are all knowing. We have to invoke the Sattva Guna and make the use of it for us and the world. So the today's thought is more Sattva Guna, more clarity. Clarity is Spashtata. How much Spashtata we have in our spiritual life. Now let's focus on spirituality. In our spiritual life about every aspect. If there is spashtata, then there is confidence. If there is spashtata, there is a regularity and sincerity in our sadhanas. When there is aspashtata, because of Rajoguna, tentatively we do, irregularly we do, we just shift from the samsara to the sadhana, sadhana to the samsara very, very frequently. सत्वगुणी वेरी क्लियरली नोस द पोजिशन ऑफ संसारा. उसका अपना टाइम है, वो उसका अपना एफर्ट है, उसका अपना थिंकिंग है. दैट आई एम डूइंग बिकॉज आई एम इन दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ प्रारब्ध नाउ. बट देन आई एम कन्विंस्ड अबाउट माई स्पिरिचुअल गोल. दीज आर माई साधनास. क्लियरली स्पष्टता से ही डज देम. नो मिक्सचर ऑफ देम. In the same way, when he is doing sadhana, samsara doesn't disturb him. Right now only, when you are listening to the class. If we are in Sattva 100% we are in the class, come what may happen in the world. So to when we are in the world, we are doing it 100% perfectly, not getting confused by any other dissimilar thought. A Sattva has a different flavor of personality, different flavor of his plannings, different flavor of his perfection in execution of every of the planned life. Whether it's worldly duties, worldly contributions, divine upasanas, divine the equipment related sadhanas, and the divine ultimate sadhanas of Shravana, Manana, Nididhyas. Our goal is to reach to that level consciously. Is a parameter for us. This is the milestone. Shuddha Sattva Guna and then Spashtata of everything in understanding, Spashtata in everything in planning, Spashtata in everything while executing. And that's always maintained. Rajo Tamoguna keep on attacking. Slowly, slowly, the Sattva's power is increased, Rajo Tamo power reduced, and then they slowly receding. Very rarely they just come as guests to visit sometime. चलो ठीक है आ जाओ करके that day we relax in sleeping, relax in rest, relax in some other outer activity. Very rarely. Then we order them. Oh Rajotamo, I entertained you 2 days. Now for next 2 months, don't come. I am busy in my Sattvagunas work. In that way, we should be able to command our thing. That's our aim. That's our goal. Let us have this spashtata regarding the spashtata. In that spashtata sthiti, whether it is the highest of the sadhana or the minimum of upasana or even namasmarana, in every one of them there is spashtata. For example, let us take the japa. So, I am doing this japa of my Lord's name, given to me by my Guru. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namah Shivaya, any name. So, this Spashtata Yukta Sattva he has not conquered everything, but he has clarity. Spashtata hai unko. because of Sattva. He knows my mantra is Om Namo Narayana. I am chanting it. So this can be done in so many ways. Focus only on the mantra. Focus on the mantra along with the raga. Focus on the rupa of the Narayana along with mantra and raga. And focus on the Lord Narayana with mantra and rupa as if he is in Vaikuntha or as if he is in any of the beautiful temples that we have visited or in my own heart. And while doing so, I can do pranam to him, I can do upasana to him. And upasana is puja adi while chanting it. Or exclusively only chanting I do, tasting every bit of that chant. I can bring my emotions of gratitude, emotion of devotion, emotion of, a prayerfulness there. See how many ways japa itself can be done. This person is Shuddha Sattva Guna, who knows how he has to do japa. And also he knows that while he is doing so, his earlier habits, his earlier vasanas, tremendous, they keep terribly attacking him. But he is patient, he is perseverant, he is aware. Because in Sattva Guna, that oh, this thought of that person came and my mind went towards it. Now I was not away. So 10 seconds I went away. In those 10 seconds, my chanting has become mechanical only, the japa. Now once I became aware, now I am just dropping that person and that thought because that's not the purpose for which I am sitting. So bring again the mind back to my japa. Again 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 seconds I have done or 10 times. Again to the other place the mind has gone. So it is going there because of vasanas are there, because of the habits, because of the nature of the mind. Some value to those things and beings is lurking in my heart, and the impressions are there and the habits are there. Therefore, they come. So I'm not that way hating myself or fighting with them. I'm becoming aware of them. Then I am slowly, tactfully reducing them by intensifying what I have to do with a committed doing, taking it as a challenge. Like 15 seconds, 10 times, I will do Om Namo Narayana without any distraction. This is a challenge I put on myself and I am committed. I do it. I have achieved it. This is the meaning of what we studied in Yoga Darshanam. Tatra sthitau yatnaha abhyasaha. Abhyasa is doing the yatna to put our mind in that place. Tatra sthitau yatna. And that tatra means anything. We took the example of the japa. It can be bhajana, it can be kirtana, it can be the upasana of the Lord. When do we do the upasana? Tatra sthito yatnobhyasa means what? Or Shuddha Sattvaguni, how is he aware? First, he says, these 30 minutes, I am in the puja of my, these Devata Vigrahas in my puja mandiram. Now, each Devata's puja, in this way, I do. In that, the Abhisheka aspect, the Chandana Kunkuma aspect, the Namavali aspect, Pushparchana aspect. Very clear I am of that. Step by step, he does it. No laziness allowed, no Rajaguna allowed. In laziness, we forget doing. We feel sleepy. In Rajaguna, hands are doing the work, but mind has already gone to the office. Mind has already gone to the other works or even breakfast somewhere. But in Sataguna, exactly I know he is a Lord Vishnu now. I am doing Abhishek to him. Om Sahasra Shir Devam Vishwaksham. More subtly, there the Vishnu Bhagavan himself is there, and this Narayana Suktam talks about the glory of that Vishnu. This glorious Vishnu का मैं उपासना के तौर पर ये अभिषेक वाला प्रक्रिया कर रहा हूँ. See, in this way when we do, mind, intellect, senses, our aham, all of them are offered to that. Sarvam Vishnumayam it becomes. It is called as Spashtata. Now I've done the Abhisheka Vishnu, now the Lord Shiva. but you can have all the gods in your puja room. सबका कर सकते हैं, सारे ऋषि मुनियों का. No, as long as we know they're all one Brahman expressing those many forms. And through each of the form, this particular blessing I can get from them, which is required for my sadhana, so long we can worship all of them. Nothing wrong. देखो अपना टेस्ट. कोई 10 देवताओं का उपासना करेगा, कोई एक ही देवता का उपासना करेगा. करना इंपॉर्टेंट है. ठीक तरह when we do properly, both of them get same blessings. Somebody is interested only one Shiva. वो कर रहे हैं वो, he is right in his way. He cannot say, "Oh, why are you doing to the 10 gods? Like me, you do only one." He should not tell. He is doing one, he is happy with that. He is able to focus on Lord Shiva with it. No other person says, "No, Lord expressing as 10 forms. I know them, I like them. So I am doing to all the 10 of them." There was nothing wrong. वो करो ये करो दोनों में मेरे पूरा इंडिविजुअलिटी व्यक्तित्व of all layers they are offered to the Lord. They are divinized. It's only one Brahman in all the forms. I am not getting distracted because of manyness of the devatas in my puja room. Then enjoy it. Isn't it? उपास्य देवता एक दो तीन कुछ भी हो सकता. There is no compulsion. If more you have, you are getting agitated, then do one. When you are doing one, when you get bored, have many. है कि नहीं. जब चार पांच है तो गणपति को कर लिया. गणपति ऑल्सो इज ब्रह्मन. सूर्य भगवान को कर लिया, इज ऑल्सो ब्रह्मन. विष्णु भगवान को भी करा, वो भी ब्रह्म है. माता रानी को किया, वो भी ब्रह्मन है. शिव जी को किया, ही इज ऑल्सो ब्रह्म. थ्रू ऑल ऑफ देम व्हाट आई वांट इज ओनली दिस, द अंतःकरण शुद्धि, आध्यात्मिक साधना, आत्मानुभूति. देयर इज नो डाउट इन. हाँ, at the time of Prakriya, because each Devata's upasanas are different, I respect that tradition. I respect that culture. I don't mix it up. I don't do Rudram while doing Abhisheka to Vishnu. I don't chant the Narayana Sukta when I do to Shiva. And that mistake I won't do. Because that शिव जी के लिए रुद्रम है, नॉट फॉर विष्णु. विष्णु जी के नारायण सूक्त है, नॉट फॉर शिव जी. दोनों के लिए कॉमन पुरुष सूक्तम है. पुरुष सूक्तम इज कॉमन फॉर ऑल. Because ultimately all of them are that Purushottam only. So this Spashtata we saw about Japa, Spashtata we saw about the Puja. In the same way, Spashtata of contemplation, which is little more higher level, deeper level. These are all उपाधि level sadhanas. इसमें थोड़ा पकड़ने को कुछ आलम्बन होता है, तो therefore it is easier. But the subtler ones, impossible नहीं है वो, possible, but little more सत्वगुण, शुद्धता, एकाग्रता. Now, the entire Upanishads, Upanishadic Bhashyas, all of them are at this subtler level, the operations, where the Tattva Vastu is taken for contemplation and his gunas, the Tattva ka guna, unka dhyan kiya jata hai, unka manan, unka chintan. In that manana, chintana, dhyana, a Tattva of this nature is existing. Certainty about it grows. At the same time, anything other than it is the illusory illusion, that clarity also grows. Because already we studied those topics in our Shastras. Then, as we become more deeper in that contemplation, simultaneously, if we add to it, "Ki this tattva is me, wala thought," then both tracks go together. Finally, at one point, they merge. The contemplated self and the self me are one. That experience comes, which is very sublime, which doesn't fall in the purview of vocal words or mental emotions or intellectual concepts or thoughts. That अनुभूति फिर अनोखा है. वो takes time, few lives, whatever, but just all in all, spashtata. And everything, sharira, spashtata, how long I will be spashtata, so what if I die, spashtata. I'll get another body if the journey is not completed here. Be prepared there also. Any of the outer obligation duties are there, I'll do. This life I joined spirituality after 45, 50 years because of so many duties, obligations I had to fulfill. Part of my spiritual journey only clearing prarabdha. Ugly life, who knows? I may start at 80 if my prarabdha is more, or at the age of 20 only. By then only all the clarities, all the things that are to be done may be cleared. और उससे भी कम उम्र में, whatever it may be, I can have this sankalpa. Hey Ishvara, may I be the seeker of reaching you. Give me that entire inner personality and outer opportunities only to evolve towards you, because I have understood through Shastra Adhyanam that reaching you is the moksha. I have no doubt whatsoever in this regard. After studying so many Shastras, so many authorities, so many ऋषि मुनिस, इतना देखने बाद तो संशय है, तो फिर मेरे पर लानत है और उन सब की बेइज्जती है. But now I am clear. Whatever possible, I am doing it. Now, let it continue quickly. So that's Sankalpa, that prayer. At the same time, leaving it to Ishvara's discretion. Because finally, देने वाले वही है. वो कब कैसे दे उनकी मर्जी. He may add samashti prarabdha to us and expand, delay our realization. Or our own Veshti prarabdha, he may add to samashti and make us clear in our path and take us to the reality quickly. Isn't it? ये सारे होते हैं at the higher level. ऑल इज आपका मर्जी है भगवान. अभी क्यों साधना काल में वी आर स्टिल एट द उपाधि लेवल एज ए जीव इंडिविजुअल. सो एट दैट टाइम सरेंडरिंग टू ईश्वर एंड हिज विल is necessary, even though we know and do what exactly we have to do, even though we do prarthana. Again, we apply to the government, no? But what type of results to be given, sanctions to be done, government has its own discretion. It has different angles to look from. Like you apply for the loan और LTC और एनी ऑफ. अब आपका अर्हता क्या है, क्वालिफिकेशन है ना. एंड एलिजिबिलिटी में भी वेराइटी ऑफ क्राइटेरियाज आर देयर, एंड हाउ मच द गवर्नमेंट कैन प्रोवाइड डिपेंडिंग ऑन इट्स टोटल बजट एंड हु इज टू बी गिवन हाउ मच. इजंट इट अकॉर्डिंगली द हायर ऑफिसर फ्लाइट चार्ज देते हैं उनको. थोड़ा लोअर है तो इनको फर्स्ट AC दे देंगे. थोड़ा लिटिल लोअर है तो मैक्सिमम सेकंड AC अलाउड फॉर LTC, leave travel concession. If it's only a clerk level, you can only go by sleeper class. Class 4 employee है तो you can go by general ticket. So you are a clerk, you deserve sleeper class. So you travel in AC, so the difference amount. Only we pay the sleeper, other you have to bear. You understand? You all know government. In the same way, the Ishvara, the government, he just sees, knows everything, and then he gives to every jiva the required push. Then understand all this subjectively, objectively, totally. He has full patience and vigorously, intensely. He is involved also in the sadhana with the challenging spirit, with full love and inspiration. He is not doing any mistakes anywhere. He is not delaying. He is not lazy. Even he is not at all in a hurry also. Keeping that in the mind at that highest level. Puja Gurudev always uses this seeming contradictory sentence. Dilemma, Vidambana wala. His famous word is hasten slowly. See that? A beautiful book of Puja Gurudev. 8-10 chapters कुछ है उसमें. One of the top most books. Hasten slowly. छोटा है. General writing of him. This We Must Art of Contemplation, Hasten Slowly. These are the exemplary books. A master class. With the title, see, hasten from your side. But you are not the only one to travel, and everything is not in your hands. There is a totality, there are other co-travelers, there is Ishvara, there is Veshti Samashti Prarabdha. Therefore, slowly. From our side, hastening. Hastening from our side is what? Getting up on time, finishing all the works quickly, then being on the in the car, in the driver's seat, on right time and moving. That's called hastening. Slowly means what? The road is not well, or traffic is more, barish ho rahi hai. No, you can't have the same speed with which you have hastened yourself. You have to slow down because of all those reasons. So, in this way, today's main thought was Spashtata, the outcome of the Sattva Guna. Therefore, love and create Sattva Guna. Love and pray for Sattva Guna. Love and sustain Sattva Guna. Anything takes us into Rajotamo, just dislike it and slowly drop it. Very bare minimum. Even our sleep, which is actually Tamoguna, should also be Sattvic. All our activities outside, which are actually Rajoguna, they also should be Sattvic. You know, like a tree quietly doing its work of serving the world. It doesn't even have an ego to expect that recognition. Even if somebody recognizes, it doesn't recognize that. So much it is in a meditation. A tree is a great yogi in meditation. Meditation external where my outer life is only to serve. Bas. In that service, I ego is not at all there to be recognized, to be appreciated. Oh, my dear mango tree, you gave 1,000 mangoes this time. Thank you to you. The mango tree never jumps with joy. Thank God, तुमने मेरे को recognize किया. It says that's your greatness. You keep it with you. I am just doing my duty. A Shuddha Sattoguni in his Rajoguna activities, he will be like this. So, our aim is that, our goal is that. So, let everything fall in right place to achieve this. In that, what is in our hands is very minimum, 5%. But that is very crucial. The remaining 95% is in Lord's hand. There also we have a role, that is our prayers. And the prayers indicate our understanding maturity. Prayers indicate our willingness. Prayers indicate our readiness. So when we have understood, when we are willing, when we are ready, from other side, there is chance for the divinity also to respond more quickly, isn't it? If you are very light, ठीक है भगवान, अब देना है तो दो, नहीं तो नहीं, जो आप दोगे मैं लूंगा, then it is not a devotion or freedom given to God. It is our own laziness. I want it भगवान, that's it. But आपकी मर्जी. मुझे तो सत्वगुण ही चाहिए, ये आपकी मर्जी. तुरंत चाहिए, but आपकी मर्जी. You understood? We ask, but leave it to his discretion. If you don't ask, then he will not give because you are not asking. And just because we ask, he will not give. Therefore, don't be in a hurry or fighting with the God. Have patience for him to decide and give. But don't compare with others at that time. There is no other in sadhana. I am focusing on my own self. So may the Lord give us this pashtata, everything, every moment. With that, let us enjoy the journey and let us enjoy reaching the destination while traveling. Anything happens, even that we enjoy. See the positive only, everything. Let us, even in the big obstruction, in everything. Nothing negative happens in the world. Like sportsmen, like somebody yesterday, why this team has lost in that qualifier? It's a pessimistic question. The optimistic answer is what? But because the other team has to win and enter finals. Okay, but see that positivity in that. Because the other team has to win and go into finals. If you ask why this team has lost, then you are in a pessimism. In the same way, why the children are not listening to me? It's a pessimistic question. Answer is because I have to get detachment and vairagya from them. And also intensify my love that in spite of that I love them. And also I develop the art of detaching. Isn't it? Non-expectation. See that question कि but मेरे बच्चे मेरी बात क्यों नहीं मानते? Such a pessimistic face and question. But see the optimistic answer. है ना? Why this Kali Yuga is so terrible? It's a very big question. First, my answer is what? Thank God. It is so terrible that everybody is worldly. The spiritual line खाली है. आप चलो उस रास्ते में. In Kali Yuga, minimum sadhana is given maximum reward. Because of the things in the world are so terrible. In Satya Yuga, maximum sadhanas are given, minimum result, because everything is beautiful, conducive there. Any question has both answers. The pessimistic way of looking at it, optimistic. A Sattva looks at optimistic. A Rajoguni looks pessimistic. A Tamoguni has no questions or problems because he is the question and a problem to the world. Om, Om, Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharashibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhya Yerime Gurubi Purvam Badavakya Brahmanadah Vyakyata Sarva Vedantaha Tan Nityam Pranatosmyaham Om Shankaram Shankaracharya Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kruto Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Om Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarva Lokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Shruti Smriti Purana Namalayam Karunalayan Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Jagati Mavidum Kalita Krutayo Visaranti Mahamaha Satchalataha Himam Shrivatra Vibhasiguro Bhava Shankara Deshikame Sharanam Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvathitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalam Achalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami Parabrahmane Shruti MAATRE Samastam Brahma Vidyacharya Rishibhyo Mribhyo Gurubhyo Devatabhyo Namah Shri श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्य बोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिक हैन्दव संस्कृतेः साम्प्रदायानां शास्त्राणां भक्ति ज्ञान योगादि मोक्ष मार्गाणां गुरु शिष्य भक्त भगवत परंपराणां प्रक्रियाणां पुनरुत्थान जागरण विश्वव्याप्ति द्वारा विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति एकता शांति पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम अस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापने कंकणबद्ध अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां महानुभावानां गुरूणाम् आचार्याणां श्रेयभिलाषिणां भक्तशिष्य साधक सेवक उपासकानां आश्रमाणां संस्थानां पूर्णायुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्य क्षेमस्थैर्य धैर्य वीर्यादि शक्ति संपदा सानुकूल्यता साधनानां प्राप्ति बाह्य अभ्यंतर शत्रुघ्न निर्मूलना प्रेरणा उत्साह शक्ति प्राप्ति द्वारा धर्म संस्थापना कार्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्य श्री कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदः श्री आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थम वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे मंगलाचरण श्लोकः ओम नित्यानंदम निराधारम निखिलाधारम अव्ययम निगमाद्यगतम नित्यम नीलकंठं नमाम्यहम् अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः शान्तिमन्त्रः ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ओम शान्तिः 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 ओम अथ सम्बन्धभाष्यम्. In the Sambandha Bhashyam, yesterday we have started seeing the Shad Adhyaya of Sri Vishnu Dharma Purana. Shri Tatha Cha, Tatha means in the same way, Cha means and also Shri Vishnu Dharme, in the Shri Vishnu Dharma Purana, Shad Adhyayam, in the Shashta Adhyaya also. This is what is the Sambandha between the Guru Shishya. The Shishya may be a king, somebody. One by one thing consciously let us try to listen and grasp कि अनादि संबंधमत्या क्षेत्रज्ञोऽयमविद्यया युक्तः पश्यति भेदेन ब्रह्मतत्त्वात्मनि स्थितम्. See, in this one shloka only, so many layers, levels of understandings are hidden for us to catch. One by one we see. First, we are Kshetrajna. Okay. Which Kshetrajna? The second shloka of 13th chapter of Gita. Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharat. We are that Kshetrajna for whom the entire universe created out of Maya is Kshetra. Basically, we are that. This is the Tatastha Lakshana, not Swarupa. Swarupa Lakshana में there is nothing other than सच्चिदानंद ब्रह्म. अब वो बात नहीं हो रही है. आप उधर से नहीं बात कर रहे, यहाँ से जहाँ हम बंधन में है, यहाँ से उस तरफ जा रहे, तो यहीं से बात होगा. So basically I am sarva kshetreshu kshetrajna. But from there I got reduced. To what level? The kshetrajna have only one upadhi, one set of upadhis, this one. Okay. Now here also I have to become kshetrajna. Means knower of the kshetra. But what is happening to this kshetrajna? Knower of the kshetra. Listen carefully. Avidyaya anadi sambandhavatya. From the anadi kala to this kshetrajna, there is sambandha with the avidya. Now here the main word is what? This kshetrajna has sambandha with avidya. To the question that from when this avidya is started, because when the avidya started cannot be told, that is why the extra word is added, anadi. So the word anadi is not important. When a question is asked, anadi is important. Otherwise, what is important? Kshetrajnaha avidyaya sambandha. Kshetrajnaha avidyaya sambandha. कब से अविद्या सर? अनादि. If you ask the question. So, anadi sambandhavatya avidyaya ayam kshetrajnaha. This kshetrajnaha. Now, what is happening to him? Ki anadi sambandhavatya avidya yukta kshetrajnaha. Avidya yukta means the one who is endowed with the avidya, that kshetrajnaha. What he does? Pashyati bhedena brahma tattvam atmani sthitam. The Brahma Tattvam, who is there in his own Atman, in his own heart, here Atman means हृदय में. The हृदय में ही रहने वाले ब्रह्म तत्व को this क्षेत्रज्ञ भेदेन पश्यति, as if he is separate from him. Because of what? Avidya yukta sambandha. When from it is coming? Anadi. So अनादि वाला छोड़ दो, अभी यहाँ पे आ जाओ. No more clarity here. What is it? He is seeing the Brahman in the heart as Bheda Drishti, as if Brahman is other than me. It is a very highest level of sadhana, even this. At the lower level में क्या हुआ? This Kshetrajna even has forgotten that there is Brahman on the heart. Second, he has fallen from the Kshetrajna sthiti to the Jiva sthiti. What is the difference between Kshetrajna sthiti and Jiva sthiti? In the Kshetrajna sthiti, I know I am the knower of all the Kshetra, of my Antakarana, my Jnanendriyas, my Karmendriyas, my Pranas, my Sthula Sharira. These are all Kshetra, no? Very distinctly when I know it, that I know that I am the knower of them, then I am at the Kshetrajna sthiti, which is just like, somewhat like the Viveka Khyati in the Yoga Bhasha. Sattva Purusha Anyata Khyati. But are we at that level now? We have dropped ourselves even from the Kshetrajna sthiti, where we have to know that we are Kshetrajna and this is Kshetra and I am distinct from it. Who am I? I have to find that all. But that stage is also not there. I have now identified with this Kshetra, behaving like a Jiva. Kshetra is these upadhis. Now, do we stop there by becoming Jiva, by identifying the upadhis? No. Further, we are falling down. What is that? Through this upadhita Atma as the Jiva, Upadhi is being extroverted. The whole world is seen. Okay, you can see, but are you stopping there? You know, because of this power that is there in the senses to get attracted, in the mind to get enchanted and project. Seeing the world, we are not stopping. We are creating in our own inner antakarana the variety of hypothesis or variety of imaginations or manipulations or projections. Remember, here starts the Jiva Srishti. Before that, it was Ishvara Srishti. Then, from this Jiva also, we have fallen down to the level when, after seeing the world in our own mind, various emotions, projections, raga, dvesha, when we create, we are no more even a Jiva, we have become a samsari. Now you will therefore listen or remember these 4 5 words. Sadhana. क्या है वो? From samsari, we have to become jiva. From the jiva, we have to become kshetrajna. From the kshetrajna, we have to become or discover we are the Brahman in the hridaya, which is kshetrajna of all kshetras. Once the Brahman is touched in the Hridaya, he is understood not to be bound only in this Hridaya. He is everywhere there. In fact, in him only the entire universe, in its Stula Sukshma Karana Rupa, is existing, hanging. Now see one shloka, but how many levels of meaning? There the solution now. Therefore, last solution. मतलब I'll not talk the earlier वाले तो हम देखते गए कि how to become jiva from samsaris when you understand the jagat is mithya, is mind and projection, and Ishwar Maya, it is unreal, it ephemeral, it's continuously changing. We should not run behind it. So what Bhagavan Rama is teaching to us in the evening, perfectly, exactly at right time we are taught perfect text from last 6 years. If only we have the maturity to know their context in our spiritual evolution. So make use of Lord Rama's teachings and know that world is so changeful. कल एंड परसों के टॉपिक्स जो है what a powerful ones they were. Wonderful. Find time to listen to them. If not live, some other time. Man, time you can manage. It's only a suggestion. I'll stop even suggesting you also. I must imagine you are mature to know what to do, what not to do. But great text it is. Now I have found zero almost people who are totally in tune with me, not missing even one class along with me. तो मुझे ये रियलाइजेशन हो गया कि मैं एक निरंजन हूँ अभी. Anyway, so in that what is said by Rama, take use of that and understand, make of that the samsara is not worthy. Then from the samsara we can detach. Then we come to the jiva. Who is jiva? Compelled by his own prarabdha and vasanas, forced to identify with his upadhis. And he is supposed to do the outer duties called as dharmas. While doing them only, he should draw his attention away from his upadhi tadatma yukta jiva bhava to upadhi darshana yukta kshetrajna. मैं तो क्षेत्रज्ञ हूँ बाबा. This is the meaning of yesterday. सत्व पुरुष अन्यथा क्या थी in our yoga darshanam. कैवल्य तक हो जाएगा वो बताया उन्होंने. Now, this kshetrajna is two things is now. I am the knower of these upadhis but not identify with them. And also, I am not at the Brahman in the heart. That is the point here actually talked about. Because of the avidya sambandha yuktata, the kshetrajna is considering himself to be bheda, away, other than the Brahman who is in the heart. Therefore, avidya se, avidya ke karana, this kshetrajna is thinking himself to be other than the Brahman in the heart. Now, then what is to be done? That avidya has to be removed. Then how the avidya is removed? Only by the vidya. And what is vidya? As simple as this one. That Brahman I am not away from, that Brahman is me only. अब बिना घबराहट का, बिना शर्माहट का, बिना हेजिटेशन का, है ना, वी हैव टू अंडर एक्सेप्ट दैट ब्रह्मन इज मी, दैट इज विद्या. व्हाट इज अविद्या? खामखा अपने आप को ब्रह्म नहीं मानना. Because I have taken myself not to be Brahman, then I am forced to become Kshetrajna. From the Kshetrajna to the Jiva, from the Jiva to the Samsari. In the Samsara through karma and karma phala, hundreds of Janma Marana. It's just like I forgot my being a waker. Then the dream is projected. Once the dream is projected, in that everything and anything is possible. The home dream world will be there in front, people will be there in front. How much ever they are unreal from the standpoint of waker, but in the dream they're all real. The interaction, the transactions, the attachments, the aversions, the quarrels, the gains and losses, all of them will be there and experienced actually as if they are real. And we go through all those pains and pleasures in the swapna. In the same way, in the Jagrata also. So the Vidya is what? I am that Brahman in the heart, Sachidananda. Then establishing in this. This is called as Anvaya Sadhana. So samsari se Jiva Bhava se Kshetrajna Bhava se Brahma Bhava and Brahma Anubhava. Then that Brahman is Sarva Kshetrajna. And at little higher level, there is nothing as called as Kshetra other than me. Therefore, there is no Kshetrajna only. And that, as we studied yesterday or day before, yesterday only, in that Tripura Rahasyam, that state. And this word came more than 100 times in or 50 times in it when we are chanting Rubu Gita. That stage is called Tushni Bhava. Hemachud has reached that level in that Upadesha Hemalekha. Hemalekha was teaching, and he reached the Tushni Sthiti. In the Tushni Bhava, we are in that experience. Just to be, it is called. Not even being, never becoming. Just to be is the realization. Being is the final steps. Becoming is samsara. So, Kshetrajnah Anadi Avidya Sambandha Brahma Tattvam Atmanisthitam Brahma Tattvam Bhedena Pashyati. भेदेन पश्यति. दैट पश्यति इज दृष्टि. दैट इज अ रॉन्ग दृष्टि. उसको अभेद कर देना है. वो दृष्टि को चेंज करना है. I am the Brahman. That is why Tadeva Brahmatvam Vidhi, Tadeva Tvam Brahm Vidhi, Tvama Brahm Vidhi karke, in that Upanishad, that Guru has hit that nail in the heart of the student. Tad Brahmatvam Vidhi, Tad Brahmatvam Vidhi. That's the meaning of Tattvamasi. You know, etadvaitat, etadvaitat. Each Upanishad talks in different words, but the point is same. Isn't it? Then this is called as Brahmabhyas. This Brahmabhyasa first is at the vritti level, thoughts. Slowly, the vrittis, the anubhuti starts coming. When the anubhuti starts coming, the vritti ka jarurat nahi rehta. That vritti rahita anubhuti, it is called. Thereafter, the Brahman is an anubhava, that's it. Then in me, the Brahman, with my own Maya Shakti, the whole world is projected and it's playing the play. It's only a projection, it's not real. At that level, whether I identify with any upadhis or many upadhis or one upadhi or no upadhi, it has nothing to do with the liberation. Liberation ho gaya abhi. There is no bondage thereafter. There will be a seva service that is in the world for other jivas and all. When you come to the upadhi level, निरुपाधिक में मैं ही हूँ, इसलिए ना कोई जगत है ना किसी की सेवा है. But when I take the upadhis, immediately the total upadhi, other upadhis come into picture. अब वहाँ खेल खेलना है तो सेवा वाला खेल खेलो. It's a खेल to them. Like Puja Gurudev. When he started organization and did all, it is not the reality. It's a play to him. When he came to upadhi level, immediately word came. Therefore, let us do something. So doing is this one. ये सारे चीज़ों का डाउट्स आपको As we go to higher level of study, like Brahma Sutras, Bhashya, and some other Advaita Siddhi or Chitsukis, or these type of deeper text, when we study, these doubts go away. Or Paribhashas, Vedanta Paribhasha, all of them. आएगा वो वाला भी time. So anyway, this Anadi Avidyaya Sambandha Yukta Kshetrajnah Atmanam Bhedena Pashyati what do you call पश्यति भेदेन ब्रह्म तत्वम आत्मनिस्थितम भेदेन. तो द ब्रह्म तत्व जो अपने ही अंदर है उसको भेद दृष्टि से देखता है. सो देयर द अभेद दृष्टि इज आई एम दैट ब्रह्म. So he has reached to such a level of kshetrajna. Then he is also tentatively imagining the presence of Brahman in the Hridaya Akash. But still he is ढूंढing there. कौन है ये ब्रह्मन, कौन है ये ब्रह्मन, किधर है, ढूंढ रहा है. So Bhedena Pashyati. There the hint given here by this great guru in this Purana is, he says, जिसको ढूंढ रहे हो तुम ना, वो तुम ही हो. There is no Bheda that somebody is there for you to recognize. You have reached there and you are that. Like, somebody's announced that he is going to be a king. And the date of coronation is after 1 month. Now, this 1 month, he looks at it as a Bhedena. और राजा का पोस्ट है, वो सिंहासन में मैं बैठूंगा. Every day he does that upasana. And on the last day, when he is made to sit there and all that Abhishekam coronation is done. Now, what is the Anubhuti there? It's not that I am not a king now, I have to become. No, either I am a king now. So पहले भेद दृष्टि से देख रहा था, अब अभेद दृष्टि हो गया. Is no more that I have to become the king, I am that now. So it is no more that I want to gain or become the Brahman, but I am Brahman. That is the Parama ultimate Vidya. जिसका थोड़ा अभ्यास होता है, जैसे इधर अभ्यास हुआ. Or on the day of Muhurat came, really is made to be coronated there. So too, when this abhyasa becomes paripakva, we are sucked into that Brahmanubhuti. It just happens like Nidra happens. Nobody can enter into Nidra, just Nidra happens. So too, nobody can enter into Brahmanubhuti. He can try his best in that Brahma Abhyasa, where through the intellectual Vidya that I am Brahman, ki avidya that Brahman is something other than me, I have to achieve it, that is dropped. है ना. हम ब्रह्मास्मि अभ्यास करेगा वो. ब्रह्म मेरे से अलग है, उसको मुझे पाना है, इस अविद्या से पार हो गया. In that हम ब्रह्मास्मि अभ्यास, when it becomes rectified, it just happens an anubhuti. That is why tasya esha atma swam tanum vivrinute. That's the meaning of Tulsi Ramayana. Tulsi Ramayana में कुछ sentence तो the literally lifted and put in our Bhasha from the Upanishads. One of this is this. Soi janata jai devu janai janata tumahi hoi jai. Only he knows whom the Lord chooses. And the one who knows by the Lord's grace, he becomes that. That is the meaning of Yame Vaisha Vrunate Tena Labhya Tasya Esha Atma Vivrunate Tanum. So here also same thing. Anadi Avidya Sambandha Yuktaha Kshetrajnaha Atmastam Brahma Bhedena Pashyati. And the solution also we told. Now in the next mantra, the Purana itself says, continuation, what it is, Pasyatyatmanamanyaccha yavadvai paramatmanah tavat sambramyate jantuhu mohito nija karmana. Dekho, this thing which very distinctly we have already said in the last 10 minutes. What is it? Pashyati atmanam anyaccha yavadvai. Yavadvai means indeed as long as far as, to the extent. Atmanam anyaccha pashyati. Takes himself to be other than that Brahman. Pashyati atmanam anyaccha yavat. जब तक अपने आप को उस ब्रह्म से अन्य मानता है। तावद्वै यावद्वै परमात्मनः, फ्रॉम दैट परमात्मा क्षेत्रज्ञ, रियल क्षेत्रज्ञ एंड ब्रह्म तत्व से, एज लॉन्ग एज अपने आप को अलग मानता है। पश्चित मीन्स मानता है या देखता है या स्वीकार करता है। पश्यत्यात्मानम् अन्यच्च यावद्वै परमात्मनः। सो परमात्मनः अन्यत् आत्मानं यावद्वै पश्यति। परमात्मा से अन्य अपने आप को जब तक देखता है, तब तक क्या होगा? तावत, टिल द टाइम संभ्राम्यते, सम्यक भ्राम्यते, वेरी वेल फुल्ली विल बी इन द डेल्यूशन, एंड दैट टाइम इज नॉट साधक जंतु। हाउ? मोहितः, deluded by निज कर्मणा। So deluded by nija karma, this jantu brahmyate. Now again, like the earlier shloka, in this also every word, so many details are there to be understood to understand the shloka completely. That's why I said these Vishnu Dharma Purana quotations are very complete, very sublime, very detailed, very attentively. Every word we have to study. तो यहाँ स्ट्रेट अवे ऋषि ने कह दिया कि till he, as long as he creates or maintains that difference or finds himself to be separate from Paramatma by his own Nija karma, this Jantu gets deluded. This is the meaning of this sentence, literal. But how many fill up the blanks to be filled in between? As we filled already, it's a repetition if I say. What is it? From the Brahmasthai, he has become Kshetrajna. From the Kshetrajna, he becomes identified with the Upadhis. Then he becomes Jiva. Once he becomes the Jiva with Upadhi, he looks the world outside, outer world. When he looks at the outer world, then he gets enchanted and all. That enchantment makes him do his karma. That is the point here, Nija Karmana. So Nija Karmana और यावत न पश्यति के बीच में जो 4 लेवल्स है हमने वी हैव सीन जस्ट नाउ. दिस इज हाउ इट हैपेंस. द क्षेत्रज्ञ instead of becoming one with Brahman, if he is maintaining the distance because of the avidya ऊपर का जो बताया, by his own choice, from the kshetrajna sthai he falls to the kshetra tadatmya sthai. That's called jiva bhav. Kshetra is the upadis. उपाधि तादात्म्य is called jiva. Then once उपाधि तादात्म्य उसको तो यूज करना पड़ेगा. अब कार खरीदा तो घूमना पड़ेगा. अब घूमोगे तो इतनी जगह दिखेंगी, इतनी चीजें दिखेंगी, फिर अच्छा बुरा लगेंगे. So with the upadhi, you become bahirmukha. Because upadhis are bahirmukha, paranchikani vetrunat swayambhu. The moment you become bahirmukha, the whole world is seen. The moment it is seen, then good, bad, sara lagne lagte. Then you start liking something, disliking, then nija karmana. We start doing our karma. Then karma will give karma phala. The karma phala to experience it, brahmyate. Then brahmyate is from birth to the death into so many places and times and things and people. Then after the death, from one body to the other, again one loka to the other. This is how he goes on brahmyate. Now in this only he is in the whirlpool. Here one more thing I have to add, the meaning of nija karma. Here the second meaning of nija karma is, in this way when he started the karma, then the karma phala came, then he enjoyed that karma phala, it becomes vasana. That vasana is called again nija karma. That nija karma vasana again comes as kamana, and kamana makes us do the karma. Then the karma gives the karma phala. In that way, brahmyate. That is the meaning of giant wheel. है ना, ऊपर नीचे नीचे ऊपर लहर चले जीवन की. भ्राम्यते, भ्रमण करी जा रहे. एग्जैक्टली नॉट लाइक दिस बट भ्राम्यते. देवता शरीर, मनुष्य शरीर, पशु पक्षी शरीर, अगेन मनुष्य शरीर, देवता शरीर, sometime from devata to pashu pakshi, pashu to devata. Ram ji told yesterday. है ना, नरः तिर्यक्त्वं याति, तिर्यक् नरत्वं याति, देवता अदेवत्वं यान्ति. We saw it yesterday, day before, no? Yoga Vasit Ramayana is giving example for everything of our other texts. Thank you to the Lord Rama who has chosen us to study it. मैं तो मजा ले रहा हूँ भाई. मैं एक ही हूँ जो रेगुलर आता हूँ. आनंद आ रहा है मुझे. ग्रेट टेक्स्ट इट इज. I will start for those who miss for whatever reason. अब प्रारब्ध में क्या है, वो भी एक हिस्सा है ना. मैं भी जिंदगी भर थोड़ी बोलूंगा, कुछ साल का बंद हो जाएगा. सो नथिंग इज परमानेंट. दिस इज द थिंग आई एम यूजिंग नाउअडेज. एंड ऑल्सो लोगों का प्रारब्ध किस्मत शाश्वत थोड़ी होता है. मेरा जब तक किस्मत है चिल्लाता रहूंगा, अब हो जाएगा तो स्टॉप हो जाएगा मुंह. But whether we speak or listen, inside if the thoughts going on of Paramatma, we are on the track. The only fear is what? When we are not in touch with the Shastra, we may forget the truth or sadhana or that we are spiritual. Because the power of Maya, mind and vasanas in the world is so terrible. But if somebody is confident, मैं आपकी क्लास नहीं आ रहा हूँ क्योंकि मैं अपना meditation कर रहा हूँ, then good, go. But don't just check whether you are getting deluded by your ego and all. If you ask me, I know you will not ask me. That be in touch with at least one class continuously. Some speaker, anybody. You found a better person than me, go there, or than anybody. Because we should not take granted for our own ego and mind. In what way it falls prey, we don't know. That's the meaning here. With so many fill up the gaps, the Rishi has said this sentence is an indicator to say that ये कैसे सिस्टमैटिकली फॉलो होता है ये पता नहीं चलता. ये बंदा गिर जाता है, गिरने के बाद ही पता चलता है कि गिर गया. Like when somebody falls from 10th floor, he's not aware that गिर रहा हूँ, बढ़िया गिर रहा हूँ, अभी 9वें मंजिल 8वें मंजिल. ऐसे नहीं होता. गिर के जो कमर टूटता है, then he will know कि अरे गिर गए रे. That is the power of Maya, deludes us. Quickly it acts. You can't even realize that it is acting like a bullet. वो आगे का घुस जाता है. You can't say अरे आ रहा है मैं लेफ्ट ले लूँ, राइट ले लूँ, या लाल बत्ती दिखाऊं बुलेट को रुक जाएगा. Do you have that? In the same way, whether you call it the prarabdha, whether you call it the ajnana vidya, whether we call it the vasanas, whether we call it the mohamaya, they won't wait. They quickly act on us. So in all our shastras, wherever fill up the blanks are so many, it only indicates that in that way quickly we fall. Here the fall is what? As long as we are maintaining the distance from Brahma Tattva, that Jantu will be, because of his Nija karma, gets Brahmyate, deluded in the world. है ना. तावत संभ्राम्यते जंतु निज कर्मणा मोहितः. So clear, मजेदार बात है. थोड़ा one more thoughts in this regard, one or two. Then samkshina klesha karma tu param brahma prapashyati. But the one who understood all this process of falling down and also evolution, his first sadhana is to end all the karmas. Then he does it, again he has got the chance to see the Brahman. Here also prapashyati dikhaya. Prapashyati मतलब पहले intellectually understands, secondly in the meditation reaches up to the final point, third he will experience. All these things we will see tomorrow. And this portion of Vishnu Dharma Purana, so sublime, so complete. तो 3-4 दिन हम इसको आराम से पढ़ेंगे. थैंक यू. ओम 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 पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो परम ऋषिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु.